So I'm really excited to introduce this new book, and this is the latest in the retro gaming titles from Bitmap Books. And this is the unofficial pixel book, the unofficial SNES pixel book, should I say. And that's created in collaboration with, it's a German publisher. I'll try and pronounce it, it's going to be more difficult for me, I guess. It's Electrospieler, and this is a over 270 pages, which celebrates the golden age of the Super Nintendo. So let's take a look at it and get into some of the detail. I'm not going to go the entire book, but I'm going to start at the beginning part, show you the contents, and show you perhaps some key parts of the book, which I hope you really enjoy. I'm really enjoying just looking at this because the cover art, and it comes in a beautiful slipcase, is just fantastic. There's well over 100 titles covered off, and it's a different take on some of the other books that might be out there. It goes into quite a lot of detail, which you'll see when I go into the book. But let's just have a look at that beautiful cover art. It's a really nice coffee table display item, which I think a lot of the Bitmap books, if you have any, or if you've seen any perhaps out there, it evokes the same reason for kind of owning them. So the first part obviously goes in why the book was written, some of the key people that have been involved, by its authors Robert Bannert, Christine Bauer, and there's a translator, Thomas Nicol. Obviously this is all in English. It goes into the contents of the book, and it's split into various sections, as you can see. I'm not going to read every single one of those out, but they go into sort of platform games, just kind of having a look there at the cover. It's a nice state, there's a nice, beautiful looking piece of artwork. So as you can see here, we go into the first aspect of the book, and it's a forward piece, and it's a kind of mix of pictures, and there's a lot of narrative as well into this lovely tome, as we might call it. It's quite a big book, as you can see, in terms of its overall size, just zooming out there and showing you the type of high quality images and printing and reproduction that you'll be getting with this book. And this is just a book, if you love the Super Nintendo, some of the titles there, as you can see, Aladdin in great detail there. If you love the SNES or Super Nintendo, whatever you might call it these days, you're going to love this book because it just gives you that reminder of the classic artwork that was in it. But also alongside that, the interpretation, the insights, some of the evolution of the design trends that you have within the Super Nintendo as the Super Nintendo evolved. But even some of the early games had that amazing kind of pixel art, if you like, as we call it now, but it's obviously the art of the time. So some of the titles, as you can see here, obviously there's a huge emphasis on things like The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. As we go into the book itself, other sections as well, we're going to show you some pieces here coming up as Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger. There's just so much to this book if you really want to kind of get into the detail of some of these games of the past. I'm just going to flick forward a little bit here just to show you some other sections. But yeah, the overall sort of sight of this is that you're getting literally hundreds of screenshots, very well taken, very well reproduced. They've been specifically taken for this book. They've not just been kind of taken off Google, so they really fit the actual format of the book nicely, and they've been selected, they've been cut out. And yeah, I mean, look at some of the double page spreads here, quite magnificent, almost as if you want to frame the book itself and hang it up on the wall. So if you're a proud Super Nintendo fan, I'm sure this is the kind of book you'd love to own. Or maybe you've got a friend who's into certain genres. You can see here it talks about platform gaming, which is a big part of the Super Nintendo back catalogue. Obviously Mario, there's a big emphasis on Mario. I'm not going to show every aspect. I'm doing a bit of a kind of show but not complete reveal here, because obviously if you want to go and buy the book yourself, you don't want to see every single page. Aladdin is one of my favourite games of all time. It's a superb kind of memory for me, a nostalgic memory. Obviously Mario is a huge thing for many people, and the Super Nintendo really brought that sort of genre, Super Mario World, to life in a big way. Super Punch Out, Turtles. I say I'm not going to flick through every single page, but just give you a few little kind of tasters here, as you can see. I'm just going to summarise up, going back to the all-important contents. The contents is a really cool part of the book. Just showing again some pieces of artwork there, as you can see. You can see the colour repro. I mean, I'm just shooting this, to be fair, on a phone, but yeah, I'm getting some nice views here, as you can see. The contents is fantastic. You can just flick from piece to piece. You can focus on, say one genre. But there it is. It's the newest title from Bitmap Books, the unofficial Pixel book. I hope you enjoyed this reveal. We'll be trying to show more products, viewings and unboxings in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching Games You Loved. If you're not subscribing, please do subscribe. As I say, we'll be trying to bring more and more of our own videos and also guest videos in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching.